Okay, everybody. I am in the mood for love. Are you in the mood for love? Because you gotta be, because this is the Royal Trap. This is a Hanako Games title, and it's an Otome game visual novel. And you get to be an assassin babysitter who's looking after this guy who's trying to marry a princess because this is a matriarchal world where only queens rule the land and princes are kind of expendable. So we're going to go ahead and start. This is the HD version that is appearing on Steam right now. Now the thing about this one is, we're not going to be able to go ahead right away and go after my favorite bachelor, Calum, because in this version, in addition to the HD art, they locked away Calum behind, the doors. You know how sometimes they have like a secret character? Well, he's a secret character now. So here we go. Oscar's hair never behaves. He tried to grow it out 2 years ago, but he gave up long before reaching the adventurous man's ponytail he was hoping to achieve. Instead of gently bouncing waves, he got lank clumps that brushed his cheeks and made him fidget like a pup with fleas. In the end, it irritated him enough that he stole the shears while I was away and shaved his head near bald, at least in the places he could reach. Then he sulked when I showed him a mirror. We hid him from the public for months after that. But now his hair true reflects his nature, sweet, rumpled and unruly, a clumsy little boy in the body of a young man. You see, Oscar is not one of my favorite bachelors. Madeline is not going to end up with him in this playthrough. I'm sorry, he might seem endearing to you, but he's very stereotypical and yeah. So she's basically his babysitter. That means no making eyes at the royal chefs to get an extra pastry. You know your place, and I know mine. You must maintain dignity. Yeah, he'll choke on his foot. The princess willing to have him. Now this whole thing, what's going on here, is she's getting ready to take him to this Princess Cassidy. And Princess Cassidy needs to find a husband. So a whole bunch of princes who are unwanted in their kingdoms because they're men are coming over there to try and win her over. And of course, he's in love with her. Everybody's in love with Madeline, because that's the way it goes in these kinds of games. So she took care of the kid, and because he was a prince and everything, she ended up being like his steward, and yeah. She got to be a valet. It's kind of like, there was this one thing called Crimson Empire from this other company that's really well known for games. And, let's see. I know it's horrible, but I'm blanking out the name for a moment. Okay, oh yes, it's a Quinrose game, just like Alice in the Country of Hearts and things like that. So it's got a very strong heroine. And this is, I suppose you could say, is similar in fashion, but not identical. Of course, she's gonna see the competition. Of course, all the competition is going to be a bunch of, they're all going to be a bunch of men that she could end up being with. Stop wasting time. Yeah, we're not going to let him get his hooks into her at all. She can do better. We can do better than him. Now, Prince Nazagi, he's pretty good looking. You'll see in a second. So now what's going to happen, this is her first time, I guess, meeting people and things like that. And, oh, Gaston. Now, I've heard he has a funny route, and I've never pursued him before. I mean, look at that. He's got little twinkles in his eyes even. I mean, look at those twinkles in the hair and everything. He's so gaudy. I'm almost tempted to try and go for him this time, but I don't know. Now this one, I like him, the Prince Nozaki. If I can't have Calum, I will go for him. So that's who we're gonna go for right now here. We're gonna go after this, I guess he's supposed to be Asian, and because he's got something of a kimono on. Now he doesn't look as handsome right here, but eventually he ends up having glasses, and then he looks really good. And he seems very kind, but he's got an edge to him, which I kind of like. I don't know what that says about me, but... Aww. Poem. Now this is the one that he's got the best route, but unfortunately, like I said, we can't go for him right now. I think the reason it was done is if you pursue his route, you end up getting to find out everything about the kingdom, and you get a lot of secret information you otherwise wouldn't know. And I guess they want to kind of keep that back, so... yeah, she likes everybody. He had horrible poetry, by the way. Everybody thinks it's true, but he's just an idiot, so yeah. Yes, if I remember right, it might have been like a love letter, but I don't know. Ooh. Dearest Maddie, I've been wanting to tell you how I feel, but every time I try, you turn me aside or laugh it away. I would write you a poem, but I know you hate my poetry, so I'll just say it simply. I love you. I know that you can never return my affections. You still think of me as that child with his hand caught in a cookie jar, a little boy who didn't even come up to your chin. I get older, but so do you, and I can't ever catch up. I'm telling you this because it's true, and not because I expect you to do anything about it. That's why I'm writing it down instead of telling you in person. I don't want to embarrass you or make you have to answer. I would never want you to pretend to love me. All I want is for you to know how I feel. Please wear my token to show that you understand, and I will never mention it again. I want to know that you know and that you don't hate me, that's all. You want me to be a good prince and win a royal bride, so I'll do it, but I'm doing it for you. Yours, Oscar. I'll admit it is a little bit sweet, but, you know. Yeah. Yes, because she was a second daughter, well, you can see, she didn't really have that much of a life. And it's really an interesting worldview they set up here in the Royal Trap. It really makes kind of interesting of what could happen in the world and how people live. I still wouldn't marry him. We're not going to wear the necklace because we don't want to give him false hope. We don't want people to think that she's attached or anything like that. We're going to go for Nozaki, and we want to make sure, you know, that goes well. Now the senior page here, this is somebody who you can end up becoming friends with. So that's kind of interesting. You don't expect that in a game like this, but it's kind of a nice twist. I always recommend being nice to people like this, because you know, you be nice to people like this in real life, because you never know what kind of circumstances people have. Yeah, she's gonna go spy on the ball and see stuff. Ooh, oh yeah, that's an interesting story backdrop about the princess. Yeah, there was supposed to be Caspian and Cassidy, a prince and a princess. And Caleb is the other brother, and they're saying one is dead and the other one's not. There's an imposter there. Okay. So now we're going over to the dinner here, and she's gonna just kind of spy and get an idea of the feel of what's going on and everything. I'm almost wondering if we should go for Prince Gaston in this playthrough, because really, I've never gone for him, because he just seems so weird and funny. You know, maybe weird and funny is good. Maybe we could, like, have some fun with that. No, let's go ahead and do it. I mean, if we can't have Caleb, and I already know what happens with Mizaki. And I do recommend if you play it alone that you go for him once, you know, you get it. I'm not sure how I feel about his arms here. It kind of seems like the proportions are a little off, like the hands might be a little big, I'm not sure. I do like the art in general, though. It's very pretty. Ooh, it's suspicious. You know, they could have just said Cinderella, but, yeah. And I just like him. He's got a good attitude about him, and he's kind of smart, and, well, I don't want to spoil his route, but he's very interesting. Ooh, wedding bells. Ooh, he's doing well with the Princess Cassidy. How sweet. And she's realizing now she's out of a job. But, you know, she's done pretty good for herself. She's resourceful. I think she's going to end up being okay. And not just because I've already beaten the game and I know. How could I have let this happen? I knew my life with Oscar couldn't last. I told myself that I was being the wise one, that I was focusing on what was most important, not letting myself be distracted. Apparently, wisdom and blindness looked so similar that I couldn't tell the difference. No, I will not panic. Everything will be alright. I have time. Once we are in our own country again, I will set aside my wages. Why wasn't she setting aside her wages already? I mean, geez, I set myself a little nest egg. I will work harder being sociable and making connections with the court. It is never too late to make a good beginning. If you've been there your whole life, you should have already made some... Sometimes I get frustrated, you know? Yeah. Why doesn't she think maybe, hey, because she did so well and he's close to her, maybe he would, like, hire her and keep her on and, like, be a nurse or bodyguard to his kids? Because she is a warrior, too. Something's wrong. Ooh, he kidnapped the princess. Yeah, we get a little opening movie, if it matter. I kind of like her outfit. It looks like Alice Wonderlandy, you know? Let's go ahead and skip the investigation. Okay, everyone's upset now. Now, Duke Farad, he is gorgeous. I kind of wish that he was a romanceable character, because I would have Madeline marry him right away. I mean, look at that. Look at that hair. How that purple hair is just ruffled so delightfully. Huh. Maybe I should go for... No, we're gonna go for Gaston, yeah. Huh. Yeah. It's all a setup. He's too stupid to do things properly. Have the horrible poetry. Oh, don't worry about it, Gaston. Why does he have to not be dateable? But you know what? His hand is in a weird position again. It's like... I like the character art, I do, but whoever did this has some issues with arms and hands. I guess he was probably looking for the necklace and didn't find it, so... Yep, she's gonna go explore. No, we're not gonna talk. We're leaving immediately. Yeah, of course she never treated you like an idiot. She didn't know you well enough. Such a child. Ooh. Something is afoot. You know, I think that Duke Farad should have ditched the wife that he has to be with Madeline. I mean, come on. Ooh, other people are out and about too. Yeah, Dolores. Let's see, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save. And I think, like I said, we're gonna go... Oh, here, we'll just name this before choice. Okay. Pharmacist. It's pharmacist, so yeah. Ooh. Well, we're gonna go with Gaston. I wish we could have the ferret, but yeah. Yeah, he's a perfumed dandy. Huh. He brought a maid with him. Huh. A wig. Maybe, I think maybe he's bald? That would explain why his hair is so weird. Huh. And the rivers of tears. How can she be attracted to that? Somebody like this, oh god. You know what? I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake. Huge. Oh, yeah, that's true. That wig. Oh god, he's just too much. I think probably Oscar just got tired of it. Ooh, there's Calum. He knows she's up to trouble. See, this is why she shouldn't have been so upset about Oliver or Oscar being involved with other women or something like that. Look at this. People recognize that she has abilities and talents. They're gonna want her. Man, you gotta enjoy somebody who's willing to do that. See, that's why he doesn't look that. Oscar doesn't look that good. I mean, here, Caleb looks good when he's threatening him, and Oscar, you know. Huh. He's smart. See why I wanted to date him again? That's somebody you go for. I won't murder for you and I won't die for you. That's pretty smart there. Yeah, I like them better with a muzzle too. But there was also the wig. Yep, leave him alone. He can't help, he is useless. It really isn't. It's funny because sometimes I don't like the Madeline. She seems like she doesn't realize her own skills and abilities. Other times she comes out with something like this and it's really clever. And here she is smart. I wouldn't have been able to pull this off. I think what we're gonna do is after we get the money, we're gonna go ahead and stop for the evening here. You got an idea of what it's like. I mean, it doesn't get super romantic right away, but there is a romantic element to it. It's kind of more about the intrigue of what's going on with Princess Cassidy, and why was she abducted, everything like that. I kind of enjoy that because it gives a little more depth to the story and makes it seem a little more realistic. Plus, it's not like she's automatically falling head over heels for these guys right away, but... It is alright, because he's a good guy, and you're just a kid. It's not really that good. Okay, now that we've gotten that, I'm gonna go ahead and save. And you kind of got an idea what it's like. It's not a bad game at all. I think you'll enjoy it if you end up getting it. It definitely ends up getting to be quite interesting, so go ahead and save that as Forest. Madeline's a pretty good heroine. Caleb is a great bachelor. Nazaki's pretty cool when you get to his storyline and everything. And it's... the title is very... it has double meaning. We'll just leave it at that. You'll find something interesting about it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And the Royal Trap is on Steam right now. It will cost you $19.99. And, well, I think if you enjoy more serious tales like Cinder, you'll enjoy it. If you've only played games like Magical Diary and Hatoful Boyfriend, you might not get as much out of it. So...